5 minutes so that others here also wishing to be heard have adequate time. We ask that you direct all comments to the council as a whole and no individual attacks or debates with council members. This is council's policy, rather than follow through with you on your specific concern at a later date. Having said that, are there any citizens wishing to be heard? Good afternoon. Wait till, hey, good evening. Wait till you're up to the mic before you start talking so we can have that for the recorded record.
All right, thank you. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
My name is John Robinson. I live at 3027 in Circle Lake Park. And I'm here tonight to speak along those lines which we just got through referring to. And I looked at the Black Business Association, those small businesses as well. I was asked by the president of the Black Business Association, Mr. Lucas, on behalf of the association, would like for each of the council members on an individual basis to submit something in writing for us that could express your opinion as a council member and a member of this council in what constitutes a conflict of interest in relationship to the position serve in public service to the city of Valdosta, what constitutes the conflict of interest as to positions that you hold because of the endeavors that we are involved in out here. Sometimes we get a few big cities. It's not necessarily a bad complaint or nothing of that nature, but I'm out there every day, we are out here, and we're addressing some of the same issues that the speaker is referring to. We're asking people to really come to us and say that they would call me into the office and they always return phone calls. That was to his leadership. And just because the gentleman by the name of Mr. Washington down the corner in the street. There's a lot of problems out there, and everybody understands that the construction out there is old pipes and stuff that haven't been moved in years. But it does take a little bit too long. People get frustrated. They're very frustrated about it. And our concern is basically about the position that you guys have as council members to what position you take as to what constitutes the conflict of interest as far as the individuals. If we can get something in writing pertaining to that, it'll give us a better concept on what we're working with out here pertaining to the VSAB program. And we need the council up here to show us some more interest in this program, since it was something that was adopted by the city. People are hurting out here, and everybody's trying to do some things. We met today with the housing authority, and we feel like a lot of times people are playing games that they're lying to us. They're manipulating statistics against one against another, and we kind of feel like fed up with that. We need to see if we're going to work together. Let's work together. There seems to be distinct lines drawn between the city, the county, but everybody been cooperating when it comes down to the Lowndes County Industrial Authority. When you guys got members appointed to your boards, and the county got members appointed to the boards, and you guys come in and we do recruiting. It seems like we're left out the equation, but we're trying to work along those lines. Mr. Hampson and all of us, we're trying to work together, trying to come to some kind of resolve that we can get people back to work to get some money on the south side. It's pathetic that we don't have anything in the city. And we frankly is tired of it. And we want to try to work together to try to get some money on the south side. We know there's a lot of community development always on the north side. It always seems like things one-sided, but at least we're working together now. We are at least talking. We don't even have to like each other. We don't have to love one another. But we do have to live in this world and be part of this world. And that's a fact. That's not nothing that's not true. And we can make it good with one another. We can make it bad with one another. There's no one greater than the other. There's no power that I have and you have simply because we are the whole position that we hold in life. I believe that if we work together and try to come up with something that we all can share, I believe things will work out pretty well on everybody's behalf. And if you would, we can see if we get in the next week or so, get an address or something that we can something in writing that would express how you feel as individual council members, so that we can understand that you would know and we would know how your minds are as to what you feel as far as conflict of interest from the position that you hold, so that we don't get the wrong decisions and we end up fighting the problem because that's a waste of our time. Thank you for it.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Are there any other citizens wishing to be heard?
Yes, my name is Boston Rhynes, 5004 Oak Drive, Valdosta, Georgia. I'm going to be brief, but I hope to be anyway. When I look at the agenda of the city, and I see it has pushed citizens to be heard to the last item on the agenda, I have to admit to the council that it reminds me, well, first I put it like this. To me, it seems like it is to control the citizens. To me, it is to suppress the information that comes from the general public. And there's a possibility that someone may see it as a nuisance for people to come at the beginning of the meeting and present the problem within the community. Now, it seems to me that since God allowed me to be the one to see that 1860 charter out there in 2004 and ask that it be removed because it talked about suppress, bait, people. I have no other alternative as a person of average intelligence to believe that the mentality of that charter is still in place. And I made a record tonight. I took another count of the people that was in here, and I watched them leave out of here, and I got a record of how many are still here. If the news media does not report what takes place at these meetings before at least the common everyday citizens would know what was brought through the minds of their fellow citizens. But now that most of the citizens are gone, the people in the community won't know hardly anything that is brought before their elected officials. That's a fact. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Now, I'm going to make a statement here tonight, and I want it to be on the record. I want to show you how accurate I know I am. I want you to know how I may see things different from the rest of you all. But I'm going to make a statement here tonight, and I want you all to watch it and see how it come to pass. I'm making a statement tonight, and I know it'll be in the minutes, that Brother George Boston Rhynes is 100% sure that this agenda will be changed. Citizens will not be the last thing on the sheet. Because if, at least before, the council could respond to what the citizens say. But now you got in the very last thing. That means you don't intend to respond to it. And so, I want you all to know that I'm 100% sure that it will be changed. It's going to be moved. You said, Brother Ryan, how do you know that? The God I serve is going to send better councilmen. And I'm not criticizing you individually. I'm just telling you what I know. He's going to put men and women on this council who value the voice of the people. That's going to happen. And if I didn't believe that, then I would believe that my 20 years in the armed forces was a waste of time. I stood before you all about quite nervous. I showed you all pictures. Nobody responded to me. Valdosta-Lowndes County didn't publish. Only the citizens who came in here because the citizens to be heard was at the beginning of the agenda. Those people went out and told people there was a problem at the jail. But now all the people are gone. So not even that would get out there. I stood and said to you all about Troop Street. No newspaper, Valdosta Times, television station, radio, not even certain councilmen who go on a conservative radio station, said nothing about what I brought up about the railroad tracks. Everybody in the community that ride across those railroad tracks, when I be out there, they wave at me. They say, Brother Rhynes, they don't care. And so, I look kind of bad sometimes, but I believe in this government. And a lot of other people believe in this form of government. But if citizens don't have a voice, if you don't want to hear the citizens in this country, then what in the heck are we sending our sons and daughters in foreign land to die for? If we don't even have a voice here in Valdosta, Georgia, home of Moody Air Force Base, where our sons and daughters are sent into foreign battlefields to get killed, wounded, and lamed. Yet instead, you all give the appearance, but it's true enough, that you do not want to hear what we talk about, railroad tracks and the jail, 30 deaths, leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths, and won't nobody care enough about human life. I got something about Valdosta-Lowndes too. They had more print coverage about dogs and animal shelters than we've ever had about those human beings that have died in the Lowndes County Jail and the inhumane conditions that I'm still getting calls about. God bless all of them.
Thank you.